That is what I call some decent flow in the Bow River. Quite often these are just little lagoons that are almost empty. As you can see, that's flowing pretty good. We've got good water flow through here at the moment. It has been raining like crazy up in the mountains. It's good to see. Forests were pretty dry, so they did need topping up, that was for sure. Yes, normally you can walk all the way along here pretty much to the next little piece there. In the floods they installed these little areas all along here just to control the water flow. It made a nice job, stopped the bank erosion. As you can see, that's flowing high. Very nice. Right, I'm going to go up and around and do a bit of a loop around the parks here. I think it's too nice to stay indoors, and tomorrow I will probably be back out in the mountains, but today I'm having a rest in the city. Well, it's a great day for a walk around the park, you can't odds it. This is much easier on the feet than the mountains were yesterday. There's lots of people down here enjoying the park. This got hammered in the floods, unfortunately, in 2013. They had to make a lot of alterations down here. This whole park was under about 2 or 3 feet of water, but it's doing a lot better now. Water levels, like I say, are really high. But, that's not too bad. It's in a lot worse. Yes, there was worries that this island would have been completely washed away. I think they would have rebuilt it because it's such an important part of like Calgary, if you like. But this side is Bowness Park. The other side over there is Beaver Park. I'm going to go around and do a loop around there. There's some very nice walking loops around here. They certainly have made the park really, really nice. Many fire pits and places for kids to play and all that kind of good stuff. I say that water is moving fast. This is actually this piece on this side here is actually a little lagoon where I saw a bunch of fish spawning last year. Some of the best fishing in the world is here. People come from all over the world to fish the Bow River. It's very easy to see why. There's some really good fish in here. Yeah, right. I'm going to head up that way. There's a footbridge underneath the bridge over there, so I'm going to head up underneath there. Well, this white stuff falling out of the air is not snow, even though it can snow in Calgary this time of the year, who knows. This is cotton fluff off the cottonwood trees. Calgary used to be absolutely full of these things. On this time of the year on a windy day, it could almost look like it was snowing. Half would literally be covered, they'd just be white. So they actively stopped planting these things. They do grow into very nice trees, which is great. Very nice shade trees, which is very nice to see. However, the fluff season was quite bad. As you can see, it's a very popular place down in the park. Lots of people out and about enjoying the day. I'm going to do the loop and I should be good. That would be nice for today's walk. Well, in Calgary we have very different lawnmowers. These guys are very good at keeping the grass down and just about everything else as well. No weeds grow where these guys work. Certainly way cheaper than mowing. Yeah. Certainly way cheaper than mowing the grass. And these guys keep it down really good. Yeah. And they also do a lot of nutrient redistribution, let's put it that way, on the way around. So they're very good at keeping the grass down. Look at it. They don't mow this up for anything. They don't need to. There's a few thousand geese up through this way and hey presto, you don't have no long grass. Yeah. There are many better alternatives than continually mowing. I have no idea why people have this obsession with having nice, low maintained green grass, which is basically useless. Nobody walks on it, nobody does anything with it other than mow it. The only guy that ever walks on it is the guy that mows it. So kind of stupid really, but whatever. we need to get ourselves away from this obsession with grass. There are many alternatives. A flock of geese is one of them. Let me tell you, they make short work of it. And the dandelions, of course, are good for the bees and stuff. Right, there's a footbridge underneath this bridge here. So I'm going to take the bridge and head round. Look, more cotton fluff. There's loads of it. This whole city is full of cotton fluff. Yeah, not as bad as it used to be. It used to be way worse than this. Yeah. Yeah, that used to be the road around there before the floods. Then they changed all this to a walkway, which is much nicer. It's much nicer around this way now. Right, yes, look, see, snowing, Calgary style. Right, I'm going to head round and underneath the bridge, and that would be a nice walk. Well, they're certainly getting on with this new bridge. The painted bridge was the first one they built, and that did very well. And they decided that they are making the road bigger, so what they've done is they've built exactly the same bridge right alongside it, and it looks like it's almost ready to join together. Those two pieces up there, I think, are pretty much the last gap. There might be a little piece a bit further to the left there, but very nice walking out up around here. That tower right in front there, where the end of the green bridge is, at the height of the floods, all that bank there got completely washed out. The water was literally just about touching the bottom of that green bridge on this end. Yeah, it was just lapping over the bridge. It gives you an idea of the flow rate. This is high flow rate. This river is flowing really high at the moment. But, we've had a huge amount of rain up in the mountains, and they don't start filling the reservoirs and that back up until about the 7th of July. Then they fill everything back up again, because hopefully by that time flood season is over. Yeah. June in Alberta can be incredibly wet. Like yesterday I was out in the mountains and I got absolutely drenched. An hour later the sun was out, looked like this. But here in Calgary they had massive hailstorms and torrential rain, so yeah, oh well. I will continue on and round over the bridge and enjoy the walk. Lots of roses. See these here? These are wild roses, these pink things. That's Alberta rose. You can actually eat those. Unfortunately, you use more energy in eating them than you actually get out of them. So, yeah, not a survival food, that's for sure. Well, I was a little off. They actually have a couple of bits that they haven't done. But, you can imagine they get to those two pieces and go, "Hey Fred, we're supposed to be using metric, not imperial. We're foot off." What would they do if they didn't line up? That piece of forest over there that you can see, there's actually some very nice walking trails through there, but they close them off while they're just doing this bit. And then we have a very nice walkway across the river. Right then, this is always a nice walk up over here. However, don't run across this bridge because it bounces. Yeah, it's pretty weird actually. You wouldn't think a bridge this size would bounce, but it does. Yes, this was the original one. And as you can see, they built an identical one right next to it. Very clever. Just hope the bits line up when they get to the join. Yes. True Canadian fix would, they just get like 20 or 30,000 rolls of duct tape and just keep wrapping it around then until it joins up. Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit more high-tech than that, but that would be quite funny. They should actually do that, wrap some duct tape around and go, oops, we're off. Not sure I'd fancy doing those guys' jobs. Last time I came down here there was a big gap there, so it's obviously filled in now. Be nice, I have to say, it'd be nice when that road is up and done, but as you can see, the river is flowing really fast down through here. That river is full. That's a lot of water in there. That's probably, I'm going to say, half to maybe a little bit more than what is normally the flow through here. So it's pretty much doubled up. Either way, it's way better than having no water. I was looking at a report down in the States there from Lake Mead. I'm pretty sure they would like this amount of water flowing into there. Yeah. Although I did do some calculations. The Lake Mead is such a huge lake that when this river was in full flood, so I would have been, this was actually washed off here. This is where the water was. The water was about this path level right across these two concrete posts here. Right, so picture that amount of water flowing into Lake Mead. It would have to flow at that rate for 168 days to fill that lake back up. That lake holds, they use a weird measurement down there in the States called acre feet. I just use cubic meters, it's way easier. So Lake Mead is 20.8 million cubic acre feet of water, and that equates to, multiply that by 1233 cubic meters per acre foot. That's a lot of cubic meters. So if you take the flood state of this river in 2013, it will take 168 days of that flood state to fill that lake back up. And they're saying they don't have a problem. Let me tell you, fresh water is a huge problem. I think they're seriously underestimating the scale of the problem they are facing and are about to face. I believe if the water level in Lake Mead drops another 87 feet, they're not going to be able to generate electricity at all. That's kind of scary, you know. They're kind of downplaying the problem at the moment, but they really are in trouble down there if they don't do something, and do something fast. Because once that lake is empty, it's empty, unfinished. The sides of the lake will start to collapse, all the sediment will settle into the bottom. They're going to have huge problems. That the turbines in the powerhouse, those huge turbines, where they weigh so much, the drive shafts weigh so much, they're never designed to actually be stationary. If you leave them stationary for too long, believe it or not, the shafts can actually bend under their own weight. So they have to be kept rotating. So no matter what, you can't have those. More roses. Yeah. These things you can actually eat them. I'm not going to eat them today because I'm sure the bees need them. But you can eat those, but it actually takes more calories to pick them and eat them than it does to get out of them. So. But I guess if you're starving, it'll keep you alive. Yeah. Yes. Taking shape, eh? Certainly getting there. Yeah. Be very nice once it's done. Well, it's flower season in Alberta. This time of the year, especially up in the mountains, you can get a whole bunch of flowers. Not sure what these are. These are whitey flowers and bluey flowers. I'm sure somebody out there knows the name of them, but I don't. Yeah. I can tell you they're very nice. And just the other side of these, there are some honeysuckle. And honeysuckle this time of year smells absolutely amazing.
Okay, well, I understand.
Yes. Honeysuckle is so nice. Just has a really nice smell to it. Oh, there's some purpley flowers in there too. And some yellowy flowers. And also some dandelions. I know what the dandelions are called. Yeah. Right. Head round this way. Cloud is building a little bit, but ain't too worried. A little bit of water never hurt anybody. Sell that to the people on the Titanic, I know. Yeah. Now, if you really want a fun day out in Calgary, especially with the water being as high as it is at the moment, there's people here. You can hire a boat, and they order survival gear, all the life jackets and everything. They supply everything, and you can float all the way down to downtown Calgary. It takes an hour or two, but actually in this flow probably only an hour, and it's actually an amazing way to spend the day. Lazy day raft rentals. Yeah. Yes. In the summer on a nice hot day, really busy. Actually today would be a good day to go. So, let's say these guys supply everything. Life jackets, all the gear, everything. Right, I'm going to continue on this way and head up to Baker Park. I'm going to walk down through this area. This area is called Baker Park, and many years ago, we've just gone through the COVID pandemic. Many years ago, there was a small self-contained town, for want of a better word, right here, all the way through what is now Baker Park, and it was for like TB and all that kind of stuff. So they had an entire town where they could have everybody living in one space. That controlled the expansion of the pandemic. But when they closed it all down, instead of just bulldozing it and turning it into $1 million houses and what have you, they turned it into an extremely nice park. This is really nice down through here. There's so many walkways and treed areas, picnic tables. There's a disc golf thing in here. I've never been able to get my head around the disc golf. This is why this bit's all mowed, because they play disc golf in here. I did watch some guys do it once. I can't even throw the thing in a straight line, let alone get it into these little wire baskets. Yeah. Oh, there's some people playing there. Oh, here we go. I'm in their way now. Ah, quick run. I'm crossing. You're supposed to show me how it's done. Yeah. So I'm going to stand over here. So I'm assuming the idea of the exercise is to get it into that wire basket down the bottom. Go on, an action shot. Action shot. Wait for somebody else. There we go. That's about what I do. Yeah. Let's see if we got some professionals in here. That's a long way to get that, eh? I have seen some of the guys here do some really spectacular shots. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. Right. I'm going to cut through the trees here. Oh, this one's got obstacles in it. Look at that. They've got the basket hidden in the trees. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a bit tricky shot. Apparently it's incredibly popular. A lot of people play it. Go on, an action shot. In one. That was close. They're right if they didn't put the trees in the way. Yeah, have fun. As I say, it's very popular. You always find a lot of people down here playing it. There's several of these all over Calgary. Like I say, this was a former town for TB and what have you. So they've actually made it very nice. That was one way of controlling pandemics. But it worked for the time. They didn't have quite the genetic skills, I guess, of manipulating things. There we go. Lilacs. Oh, very nice. Oh, that smells good. Yeah. They didn't have quite the level of genetic manipulation that we have now, where you can just take something, split off a few bits of genes here, there and everywhere and make it into something else. So, people complain about technology and all the rest of it and say, why do they put all this money into all these things? Oh, a couple of squirrels. The reason they do it is, you know, if not, we'd all be still living with horrendous diseases which are pretty much obsolete now because we've wiped them out. If people would actually get their vaccines and, you know, listen to what the professionals are saying. Yeah. Yes, these pathways down through here were actually used to be roughly where the roads and that were. That's why they're kind of all laid out the way they are. Humidity's up. I can taste the humidity in the air. If this is not a nice walk down through here, I don't know what it is. This big circular piece, I believe, was the centre of the town, but they've kept it the same. They've kept the same layout, which is very nice. It's very nice to see. And like I say, they didn't cover it in $1 million houses. They turned it into a very nice park. It's been here a long time. Yeah. If I'm correct, I believe this was centre of town. Alright. Yes, there are some pictures here somewhere of what it used to look like back in the used to was days. Very nice up through here though. I'm going to take a shortcut. Actually going to walk on the grass. Oh my god! Many nice trees through here. Sounds like the ground crews are down here doing some work as well. Right. I'm going to cut back across the river here in a moment. The river's down through that way. I'm going to cut back across there. Great day for a walk. And there's no up in this walk. I can actually get to go for a walk with no up, or very little. Yeah. Right, I'm going to cut across here and head back round in a big circle. Right, so this is Baker Park, and where I'm parked is the other side of the river there. That's Waldo's Park, so that's Bowness Park. In the background there on top of the hill, that's the ski jump from the '88 Olympics. That's where Eddie the Eagle made his legendary jumps from up there. And let me tell you, anybody that ever underestimates how much guts that guy had, just go and stand on the end of that ski jump. Yeah, I don't even know if you can still get up there now, because they claim it's part of the road up there. But I have stood on the end of that ski jump looking down. It actually goes into a big hole. It's a giant hole in the ground that had all the seating and that around it. But let me tell you, you stand on the end of that ski jump, it gives you a whole different perspective on how much guts that guy had. Quite something. So I'm going to head down that way and continue my loop. Not sure how well that's going to come out on the camera. Just looking at where the sun goes in on that cloud, looks like the corner of England. Where the sun is going up the Thames, and you've got all around Kent and Sussex and that around there. There were some really nice light rays coming off that cloud just now. I'm not sure whether this camera will pick them up. This is where I need my other camera with a bit of 10 stop on it, just to darken that down a touch. Get the light rays going. The river's doing really well. I've been trying to walk at the same pace as what the river is flowing. Basically I can't, because it's flowing pretty quick. Now all around Calgary, they say about Calgary being a bike friendly city and all the rest of it, you'll find these signs. They are everywhere, and this gives you all the directions for all the different trails and where everything is and what have you. And this Greenway trail goes right around Calgary. I cannot remember how many kilometers it goes, but it is huge. Yeah, Calgary is a very big city. Right, when you get to this point on the walk, you can either go up over the bridge and turn right. That will take you straight back into Bowness Park, or you can continue down this way. So I'm going to go around. This will take me down through what's called Beaumont Park. So I'm just leaving Baker Park, and Beaumont Park joins right onto it, just down here. Listen to that river. Doesn't that sound good? Now this is one of the reasons that you never ever tie boats together when you're floating down a river. You see people do it all the time. They'll get a whole bunch of rafts and they'll tie them together so they can all float down together and chit chat and all that kind of good stuff all the way down the river. However, if you come up against a bridge abutment like that, or an obstruction in the river, and one boat goes one side and the other goes the other side, you will all get thrown in the water, and you can easily be pulled under the water, because if you look, there's quite a bit of downflow in the water there. That water's deep. I can tell you now that water's deep. So and it's flowing fast. So there's no way you can get away from it. So unless you have your life jacket on, which is compulsory, if you are on the water, you have to have a life jacket on. Not sitting in a boat somewhere, it should actually be on you. And they will ticket you. If the police come up here or the fire department come up here, they will actually ticket you for that. But always make sure it's safety. Always make sure that you've got your life raft on, or your life vest on. And never ever tie your boats together, ever. You know, very dangerous. Right, I'm going to continue on downstream for a fair way. Clouds building. Look at that cloud, isn't that nice? Yeah, round here it can go to thunderstorms very, very quickly, so I am keeping an eye on that cloud. Right, now we're entering Beaumont Park. It's nice that they've got them all joined together so that you can just walk from one to the next. Makes for a very nice walk. Like I say, it's flower season. Oh, I just got a whiff of honeysuckle. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's a shame you can't smell that, because it actually smells really, really nice. Yeah. Right, I'm going to continue on down the river. Like I say, there are these signs all over the city, and they have the little QR code things here, and you can just tap on those and it'll tell you exactly where you are. There are little walkways that go down along there that I know cut along the riverbank. However, with the amount of water flowing through that river at the moment, I think I will stay as far away from it as possible. People like to go and stand on the edge of the river, but let me tell you, that is quite the flow through there at the moment. All this was badly flooded in 2013, and all the fishways over on the side here, there's a side stream that they had through here for raising fish and what have you for the river. That all got washed out, but they've now rebuilt all that, so the slower moving fish habitat is now all put back to as it was. This is where they got all the gear in. To get down and do that kind of amount of work, you've got to get big heavy dozers and stuff in here and backhoes, and that was the road that they built, all being reclaimed. It's very nice down there. I got a feeling I'm going to get rained on. I'm just looking at that cloud and it is building pretty fast, but either way, it's a nice day for a walk. A bit of water is not going to hurt me that much. Getting struck by lightning might not be so good, but it's a bit of water would be good. Yeah, I can feel the humidity in the air. The river where I'm stood at the moment is we are about the Calgary River. Bow River is about 3,500 feet above sea level. So the air here is normally very dry. I remember when I first moved here, it took me about 2 years to actually dry out, because your skin permanently feels like yuck. But after a while you get used to the no humidity. And trust me, it's very nice. Some people like really humid environments. I don't. These little QR things everywhere. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head down here and over the next bridge. Very nice walkways along here. You can bike all the way around here. Calgary's absolutely full of cycleways. I think there's 850 kilometres of dedicated bike lanes in Calgary. It's huge. It's absolutely enormous. You can literally bike all day. It's just make sure that it's if you get down the other end of the city, remember you've got to bike back. You can take your bike on the train. There is a sea train. You can take your bike on the train at certain times of the day. You can't take it on at rush hour, but there are times you can actually take your bike on the train, so that's not too much of a problem. This gives you an idea of the water flow through here at the moment. This little piece up the side here to the right, that is normally a little creek that you can literally just step across. But as you can see, that's a lot of the slack water that they built for fish habitat and what have you. And then this little channel here, same again, slow moving bit of river there for the fish. I say slow moving, it's not quite so slow today. Yeah. New bridge. And where the old bridge was here, before the floods, there was a big hole here, so you can literally jump off here and go diving off here. But I wouldn't recommend it at the moment, because that water ain't nowhere near deep enough now. And they deliberately did that. It because people would come down here, they'd be jumping off the bridges. The train bridge off to the left, people used to jump off that as well and get hurt, so they installed wires on there to stop people jumping. I know people like to be adventurous and do all these things and what have you, but have a bit of common sense. Yes, this is actually the slack water flowing down the stream. Yeah, as you can see, it's not quite so slack today. Yeah, that's a decent sized river all in itself. That's just a little side channel. And the river itself, the main river, is over through that way. I'm going to head over there now, and there's a very nice bridge. Anybody that follows my pictures and that on Flickr will recognise that bridge, because I have taken a lot of pictures of that one. All this forest down through here, it's all got a nice mix of trees and that in it now. As I say, if you look at all the piles of rubble, see that pile of rubble there? That was just all washed up by the floods. It affected Calgary a lot, but just look at how much nature has reclaimed all this. Absolutely amazing. You know, 50 years from now you'd never even know it had happened. This is the whole idea of replanting it, of course. All kinds of native plants in here. There's a few conifers that have been spread around in amongst it. This hello. Trees like this, where you see all the debris all washed up against the side of the tree. That was obviously all caught by the tree as the water was flowing through here, so I'd have been literally underwater here. Yeah. That little side creek's not quite so empty now. Yes, absolutely amazing that they didn't do more damage. They said it was 1 in a 100-year storm. However, in 2005 we had a 1 in a 100-year storm, and in 2013 we had another one. And a few weeks ago we had torrential rains, absolutely torrential rains, and everybody was worried about it again. So they did put in some flood advisories, but we didn't have anywhere near the amount of water. I think this river at the height of flood was something like 2,500 cubic meters a second, something like that. I can't remember what its normal flow rate is. They've since done a lot of flood mediation in the city. Extra berms been built, and flood walls and all that other kind of good stuff, just to make sure we don't have the same problem again. Hopefully, touch wood. Yeah, we don't need too much more of that, thanks. Right. This is the Beaumont Bridge. Like I say, anybody that follows my pictures on Flickr will know this site well. Wow, that water is way up. Isn't it just? Yeah, nice. Good. This river flows basically all the way down to Hudson Bay. It goes for a very long way from here. It goes probably a third of the way around the planet. I don't know, long way. I don't know exactly how far it goes, but a bloody long way, I can tell you that much. It goes through about 3 time zones. I'm not sure how long this river actually is. It's not a third of the way around the planet. Yeah, but if you look at where Calgary is, and this river actually starts way up in the mountains. If you look at where Calgary is, there's a bridge over there. I'm going to go across that bridge in a minute. If you look at where Calgary is, it flows all the way up to the Hudson Bay, which is 2 provinces away. I think somebody's done some nice artwork out there. Very nice. Right, I will continue on my way up over this bridge. I do like these old style bridges. Oh, here comes some bikes. Hello. Hi there. That's the other thing that's good about a city. It's very, very family friendly city. It really is. All cities have problems. Every city has problems. Calgary has some problems. However, generally it is a very, very kid friendly city. Very family friendly city. I must admit, I have lived all over the world. Lived in many, many, many places. And you'd be hard pushed to get me to move from here. I know in the winter when it's -30, you sometimes think to yourself, crap, I'd rather live anywhere than here. I walked around that corner under that bridge in one of my previous videos, relaxing by the river I think I called it, You can't walk around there now. Yes. Yeah, Calgary's a good place to live, I can tell you. I hear people complaining about it, but when you actually start talking to those people, you find that they've never actually lived anywhere else. So those are the kind of people you'd like to send somewhere for 6 months and then tell them to come back. Yeah. Right, that first bridge that you can see up there, that's 85th Street, I think, and the one way in the distance, that was the one that I crossed just now. That's the Stony Trail Bridge. Yes. Certainly a good place to walk around. Alright. Yes, I do like these older bridges. Much better. Yeah, like I say, this is the bottom end of my loop. I'm going to turn right here now and head back up. There's a little road section coming back up. Used to be able to walk straight along this bank here, but it all got eroded so badly that all the people that live out along there with their gardens and that, they started putting up private property signs. Yes, well, unfortunately you don't own the riverbank, so you can put up as many signs as you like. Don't own the riverbank. However, it's not safe to walk along there anymore, so it's just a very short walk up around here, and turn right once you get to the road, follow it along, and I'll show you where you go next. Right, when you get to the end of this little short path, there's a few steps up, and you're going to turn right. There's a short walk up along here for a couple of blocks, and there's a green space that goes in on the left hand side. You can walk straight on this road and it'll take you straight back to the park. I prefer to walk down through the side there. Right. I'll do some more in a moment. Right, when you get to this green space, you're going to head down through this green space, down that pathway over there. Nice little bridge at the bottom of there. You're going to head down and over that way. This is a good little toboggan hill in the winter. You'll find a lot of kids sliding down this one in the winter. It's actually steeper than it looks. I can hear a train, as always. No sooner am I a good distance away from the train to turn round than a train comes through. Always does. Never fails. Yeah. These houses and that down through here, they're very nice. Like I say, you used to be able to walk behind all this lot down the river, but the river moved sideways quite a bit and ate away at all the bank along there, so not really safe to do that anymore, so don't go that way. I've seen on some of the walking path maps that it's still labelled there, but don't go that way because there's nothing really left to walk on. Yeah. Half the people's gardens they've got all bricked up with stuff. Now in the winter, this little slope here is not so easy to get down because this is literally right on my toes coming down this last bit. Yeah. The old pathway used to come out through there, but you can't do that anymore. This is Beaver Creek, as I call it. There's beavers and that up through here. That's very nice. And I can hear the train over there. This is the outflow. The Beaver Creek is the outflow from the lagoon up there at Bowness Park and that. There's a great big lagoon up here where they do boating and ice skating in the winter and stuff. I do have some videos of people ice skating. And they get all the fire pits out on there in the winter, and hot chocolate and all that kind of good stuff. It's really good. This is a nice walk up around. This just turns this into a really good loop. I can't remember how many kilometres it is around, but it really doesn't take that long. Calgary seriously needs some more places like this, it really does. Yeah. And there's the train over through the trees. Yes. Why could it have not come when I was stood on that bridge? It never does. I was literally 5 minutes away from there, and hey presto, train comes. So you cross that bridge down there, and then just head back up this side of the river. That shore is flowing fast. Yeah. This is the water supply for many towns and what have you, and the irrigation downstream, so it's very important. Just downstream from the city, there's a big weir that they built in there, and they rebuilt all that area for canoeing, what have you. Harvey Passage it's called. And there's a canal that peters off from the side of there that goes out into the Alberta farmland. Very important. Yeah. If you look down there, you can see one of the gardens, see the big concrete blocks on the end. You used to be able to walk right along the bottom of there, but the whole garden and the whole bank and everything just caved in. So what they've done is they put in huge concrete block retaining walls, which is only as good as the next flood. So yeah, nature will move them if it wants to. You can slow water down, you can redirect it for a while, but let me tell you, it'll always find its way back. Never ever underestimate the power of water, never. As soon as you do that, it'll surprise the heck out of you. Right. Very nice path up through here. So you come down here on a weekend, on a really hot sunny day, loads and loads of people down through here. But today I've only seen a few. It's a shame this camera, somebody needs to invent smelly vision. I've only got television, somebody needs to invent smelly vision, because all the way down through here, a lot of this is honeysuckle bushes. These bushes here, these like green ones, these are honeysuckle bushes. Oh, do they smell good? They are so good. That'll be the next thing. There you go, Apple. There's a project for you. Invent smelly vision. So it would actually be really nice along here. Right, I'm going to switch this off until I get further up. Right, when you come back out of that short section of trail, you can come, this is the 85th Street Bridge. So if you'd have taken the short route, you'd have come across this bridge. I went down the far side of the river down that way. Picture the loop as like a big figure 8. You can either cut through the middle or go right down the bottom. This just takes you back into, this is Bowness Park now we're heading into. Smell those lilacs, some nice lilacs. Loads and loads of lilacs out at the moment, which is really nice. I'm going to walk up through the park. You can go up the side of the river here. There is a train that runs through here on weekends and stuff, like a little kids train. That's really cool. I actually like to ride it every now and again. Yeah. Okay, Calgary is a very bike-friendly city. I couldn't tell you how many bikes have come past me today. Yeah. Now, if you do the 85th Street Bridge, you'll come back down that little path there, back into the park this way. I am going to cut across to Big Lagoon. This is the train track. Make sure there's no trains coming. Yeah. Getting run over by a train would be kind of painful, so I shall try and avoid that. Right, I'm going to cut up across here. This looks like this was wet the other day. Right. Oh. Like I say, you come down here on a nice hot weekend, you'll find all the families down here and picnics. There's all kinds of picnic sites and campfire sites and all kinds. Off to my left here is that's the other reason why I'm walking down through this way. There's a kids play pool in there, like a splash pool. They go in there, go swimming and splash about and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of people in there with their kids, so I'm not going to film over that way. I will go along here, cut along this side. Oh, I see some more Canadian lawnmowers. I'm going to be a rebel. I'm going to be an absolute rebel. Oh no, walk up train tracks. CP rail will be after me. This is actually a really fun little train. It got flooded out completely in the floods, but one of the body shops and mechanical shops here in Calgary completely rebuilt it, because it's part of the heritage, I guess. They completely rebuilt this, and as you can see, we have some more Canadian lawnmowers here. These things are absolutely amazing, removing grass. People mow it, you don't have to, just let these guys do it. Like I say, they're very good at nutrient redistribution, let's call it that way. So sometimes just be careful where you're stepping. Yeah. You have to watch them if they've got a lot of young with them, because they can hiss at you, but they generally don't bother people at all. Oh, looks like we've had a tree break. Oh, that's a bugger. We did have, when we had all that rain, oh, it's one of them ones off the end too. Damn. Yeah, oh well. But, I have done numerous pictures down through here. Glad I have now. Those two pictures over there, those two trees over there used to make a really nice picture all the way down through that gap. Oh well, that's a bugger. Yeah. These houses along the other side of here, they got a really nice spot, eh? We've got the canoes and stuff over there. That's really nice. Yeah. That tower thing in the middle there, that little square thing, that actually plays music. And it, when they first put the park in, I can't remember what the whole story is for that, but they used to have music playing out of that thing, and they still do. Yes, they still do to this day. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame that tree came down. That's a real pain. Oh well. Glad I did some pictures of that now. Yeah. But this is one of those reasons that I do take lots of pictures. There is a nice cafe down through the middle there in the park. They do nice food and what have you in there.
And we're going to try to eat you.
They do boat rentals in here too, so that you can hire a little canoe or a paddle boat, what have you, around the park. Very nice bridges and that to paddle under. Yeah, it's a shame that tree came down. Oh well. Yes. Like I say, in the winter over on this side, they have all the fire pits and stuff all laid out, so that's always very nice. Right, I'm going to head up over the bridge and off back to the car. Like I say, you can rent boats and kayaks and canoes and all kinds of things in there. Shame the train's not running. Get a nice picture of the train. Oh, somebody's going to lose a ball in the water. Yeah. And this is the cafe in the park. There's actually beavers underneath there. Yeah, come up here one time and I could hear them splashing around, and a lot of people like to come through here and bite to eat. So all down through here you have fire pits and what have you in the winter, and this time of the year it's all for the people. Yeah. Right, I'm going to cut back across the middle. So it's flower season in Calgary. Flowers everywhere. We have such a short flower season that suddenly there's an explosion of flowers. So we'll take that as a closing out picture and head on home.